it's like it never happened. It's like we just lost 4 hours of our life, and there's no end result, no payout. I mean, at least with a loss, I know how to feel. With the win, I can yell, hit the music. But with a tie, it's like, when you wake up too early from a nap and you just feel groggy and stupid. That's how this win feels today. I don't know what to feel. But other than that, I'm here, making it in. I see outside the storm, and so, if you're riding around listening, be safe out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And before we get started, we want to send our condolences to our very own Sadie's. Her father unfortunately passed last night. So Sadie, shout out to you. We're praying for you. May God give you peace in this time, and we are here for you if you ever need anything.
Indeed.
All right, man. So yeah, the Redskins today, man, they got a tie. I don't know how to feel about that game either. It seems like it was a lot of missed opportunities, to say the least. But I mean, how do you feel? A tie is better than a loss, right?
That's what they say in the win-loss column. Yes, it's not a loss, but emotionally, I'm speaking about my spirit right now as a Redskins fan. It's not, and it's a bye week. I got to sit with this feeling for the next 2 weeks before I can get some sort of resolve. Some sort of end to my football Sunday. I mean, I'm a football fan. But I can tell you honestly, I'm one of those fans where I check for my teams. I'm local everything. Caps, Wizards, Redskins, everything local. I could care less about what's going on the TV. I could care less. So that's not going to satisfy this hunger, this desire for finality. I mean, there was no. It's just left up in the air. Like I said, it's like we didn't even play. We didn't. I don't. That's just my feeling, my spiritual feeling on the game. Analyzing the game, looking at it, way too many penalties. Now you can say it was the refs. You can say it was Josh being a little too handsy. You could call it a lot of different ways, but I think the penalties were a hindrance today in the flow of the game. I think some of the play calling at times, I think they still feel like they run Chris Thompson in situations where I don't think it's advantageous to his skill set. The 4th and 1, hindsight is 20/20. You take the 3 there, that might or might not be the difference in the game right now, but you go for it on 4th and 1 in the red zone. If we make it, it's the greatest call ever. When you miss it, you look like a dope.
Yeah,
because now it's a tie game. You lost a tie game. You took 3 points off the board, not to mention the other 6 that you missed. So that basically was 9 points we missed on special teams today. Special teams played a big role in this loss today. Like I said, that was 6 points special teams left out on the field. Then plus the big kick return that just swung momentum right after the first
score. So what happened
during
I was in church at the time, so I wasn't able to watch the whole game. But so what happened with the return? Someone returned.
Well, we went down, scored. Off Bucks, first drive, get 7, we get in the pool, we get wet, everybody dancing, this great thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kick the ball off, 50, 60-yard return, I'm guessing. Right back into our territory, all the momentum is gone.
Okay.
I mean, it's just, those types of swings that as a football team you want to minimize. And I know people say, there's no such thing as momentum. BS. I see momentum in a lot of different ways, and you can watch it turn. You can see it. And for them to come down, get 7, and then the special teams allow that return to happen, it was just a momentum killer at the beginning of the game. You can kind of see how it was going to go from there. It was going to be a lot of back and forth. I didn't figure that the refs were going to play so prominently in the outcome of the game, but it is what it is.
Do you have some audio of Josh? I mean, Bubba was talking about it earlier, how Josh went off.
Oh, yeah.
I like to hear.
Here's our great auditor, Josh Norman, giving his take on the refs today.
Who's 88? I gotta know. I just gotta know. Who's official 88? He sucked. Just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be straightforward. He was terrible, and I feel like he should be reprimanded. I feel like some of the plays that was going on out there was just, I mean, it was terrible to the point where we go down in the field, Crowder scores. Blatant face mask. Blatant. We get a touchdown, no call. Now, defense, we go out there and on the same sideline, we stop him for a run. We get in there, he said we call a face mask, but there was no evidence of that. It was a scramble. How did you see the scramble face mask, but you did not see the blatant one where it was just him?
What is scramble?
Another person, like, jeez. I'm baffled by it. So to the point where all my teammates are feeling like that, I speak on it. So it is what it is. I just feel like they really need to sit down and look at that, because the plays out there that was going on, I've never in my life had 7 flags on me ever. And I feel as if I probably had more than that, if you really want to be honest with it. Every time through the ball, I feel like it's going to be a flag. Oh, okay, here you go. Like, let me not touch the guy. Let the guy push off on me, but let me not touch him. And the flag at the end of the game where Pierre caught a slant. Caught a slant route in 5 yards. Got separation from the DB. What was the field goal range? Flag, coming back. So, was that the only first offensive pass interference we had all game? I need to know. Because I don't think Cincy had one of them at all. And if you and I see the game, there was a lot of that going on. But like I said,
I think we got the gist of what Josh had to say. You know,
Josh is hot.
This boy is a hot take waiting to happen.
So let me ask you, because I didn't have a chance to watch the game. So did the officials?
I mean,
really
the officials loomed large over this game. There was, especially on our side of the ball, offense and defense. That play that he just referenced with Pierre Garçon, the cornerback was breaking back. The ref saw it. It looked like Pierre pushed off, but Pierre was just running his slant route. The cornerback was backing off. No real contact at all through the flag. Took us out of field goal range.
That was
Terrible call. Terrible call. So, I mean, he's going to get a FedEx sometime this week. But it needed to be said. That game the officiating was horrible. They officiated it into a tie. So I mean, I don't know what you do about that. I mean, you take the game out of the officials' hands. You don't allow them to dictate the game to you. I mean, and sometimes there's nothing you can really do about an overzealous ref that just can't keep his flag in his pocket, but it is what it is.
All right, so as we do each and every Sunday, we usually wait until after the break, but time has kind of gotten away from us today. So we're going to go straight to our Redskins Insider. It goes by the name of Roland Bubba Grimes, and you notice I did put the Bubba in there this time, right? Notice I did put the Bubba in there for you, right?
You tell people you know Bubba, they're going to say, sit down, have a drink.
Yeah, so what's the breakdown, man? What did you think about today's game?
Yeah, I agree with all of you. I agree with both of you 100%. My uncle asked me earlier, he said, man, what do you think about the tie? Is that just as good as a win or just as bad as a loss? I said, well, here's the thing. If the season ends and the Cowboys win the division with 12 wins and 4 losses, and the Redskins beat the Eagles twice, but they ended up 8-7-1, and the Eagles ended up 9-7. Guess who goes to the playoffs? Even if the Redskins beat the Eagles twice. So in reality, the way that is structured, a tie is the same as a loss because it's based on your number of victories, right? That determine whether or not you go to the postseason.
Wow. So it's like you said, you feel like today was just a waste of time. I mean, because you didn't win, you didn't lose.
And he asked me,
You're even.
I said, look, there are people out there, and I didn't think about no good at the time, but I said, there are people out there who said, man, I just wasted 4 hours of my life that I'm never going to get back. Because you either lose and get drunk, win and get drunk and happy. But the tie, it's like, I'm going back to bed and start this day all over.
That's
again.
exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I went
There's no
lay
reason
down.
to go with the rest of the day.
Went lay down. If I didn't have to come in tonight, I probably would still be in the bed. It's just the most. I think this might be my first NFL tie that I can remember at least.
Yeah.
It's an empty feeling. I don't know what to do.
There's nothing to do, and that's why to some extent they really need to play these games until somebody wins. Even
Yeah,
But you know
they
what,
have
though?
to
But you
change
know what,
that,
though?
'cause
But you
is
know
that
what,
2
though?
weeks in a row?
I don't know.
We had that with Seattle last week.
Yeah, 2 weeks
because
in a row.
the tie
Yeah.
doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's bad.
But Trent Williams made a good point when I was riding in. I was listening to Trent at the press conference. It's a violent game, and we were dropping like flies out there. There were a lot of injuries on our side of the ball today. I mean, extra 15 minutes.
Fatigue.
How long is it going to go? I mean, I know in hockey there's if you have overtime, then there's a shootout. There's going to be a winner, but they take the stress off of those guys' bodies going to the shootout. In football,
Yeah, so the reason why they alternate people in football, where they sub them, for that reason,
yeah.
but maybe not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what happens is, and I don't disagree with you, that it takes its toll.
They gonna
But should we sub in that kind of situation? Which is done.
Yeah, but how many people really can you sub though?
I mean, just I don't know.
You carry like 2 or 3 extra offensive linemen. You got 1 extra running back. You got 1 or 2 extra wide receivers.
So let them kick field goals until somebody misses.
Back it up.
You said you kick a field goal, I kick a field goal. In other words, the tie doesn't do anything for everybody's unhappy. It doesn't, but nonetheless, getting back to what you're saying about the game, there were some calls. There was some very aggressive play. I really respected both of those teams because they were both aggressive all the way across the board, special teams, etc.
That was a feisty game.
And when you have an aggressive game, it's incumbent upon the officials to allow them to play. Mm-hmm. So you get that, unless you see clearly somebody grabbing somebody punching somebody grabbing someone's face mask, a lot of that stuff's got to go. Those two teams play very hard. And it's unfortunate that the Redskins BBs got like 11 calls on them. I've never seen anything like that in my life. So that also goes to the next part. What is it that happened that created that kind of scenario? I don't know. I do not know. I will tell you this though, man. Redskins played as close to 60 minutes of football as I've seen them play all year. Even when they took a hit, they came back and they hit back. I mean, it was good to see. And if they can carry that in through the rest of the season, they'll be very competitive.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Kirk Cousins' stats. I mean,
he had 755 yards.
He had a pretty good 38 for 56, 458 yards, 2 TDs, of course, 1 pick, and a quarterback rating of 97.2. That's a pretty good game, but at the same time, no good had texted me earlier, and it seems like when they get in tight spots like that, Kirk Cousins, man, he always, like he had a chance to scramble. I think on one of those plays,
he plays not to
wide open.
He plays not to make mistakes.
Right, man, we need you to step
and
it
on the
up.
last play of the game, please don't throw the ball out of bounds.
That was the
did you see that?
piss poor.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It was supposed to be a Hail Mary. It might have went 30 yards. It might have went 30 yards.
Bro, he threw it out of
I mean, I was listening to it on the radio, and I just got the
way it
impression
looked,
like he may have gotten a little contact.
Sonny and Sam couldn't do it any justice the way it looked on TV. It was horrible.
Wow.
Horrible. He didn't even get a team a chance.
He moved out the pocket and then turned his hip and threw it 30 yards out of bounds. And I was like, I turned him I said, the last play of the game? I could not understand it.
It's like he blanks out, man.
That's what I'm saying. See, that kind of thing that concerned me. But getting back to something you said earlier about how they celebrated after the touchdown and they came back and they took a 60 order. The Redskins, if they could just stay mentally focused as a team throughout the whole thing if they could just stay mentally focused, man, and understand that they can't really give out a whole lot of energy in between snaps. Remember, the same thing happened again. I think they went offside. Kirk threw the ball down, man, and the next 3 plays were all negative plays. Dude, we can't afford that, man.
Here's a 30-second clip of Jay Gruden. This is he's not sure.
He's another
how
one, man.
he's not sure on how he felt today after this tie. All right, well, the audio was a little low on that one, but yeah, man, no one's happy about flying across the pond
For nothing. For nothing. For a bag of pretzels and a Coca-Cola on the
for
flight.
a tie.
I wonder because I saw a couple of friends on Facebook that went over to watch the game. I wonder how they feel.
They flew over.
Yeah. I wonder how they feel. You flew over. I mean, you know, money it's whatever. But you paid the money to go over there. You wanted to see a game. You saw a good game, I guess. But how do you process that? How do you process that live? Like,
I don't know if you can, bro. I mean, you have to come home feeling empty.
You have
something
to.
like that.
You have
There's
to.
no way around it.
I mean, that it was terrible. But you know, looking at the game, Rob Kelly, I think Rob Kelly ran hard today. There were no negative plays on his behalf. You know, not getting stopped behind the line and pushed back 2 or 3 yards. He kept his feet moving.
No tippy-toeing.
No tippy-toeing. I mean, nice, sharp cuts, hit the hole. He averaged 4.1 yards a carry. Not bad. Not great, but he got the job done today. I liked what I saw. I knew when he touched the ball, I was at least getting 1 to 2 yards. I wasn't looking at, you know, him hitting the hole and getting pushed back 3 yards.
How do you feel about the number of attempts? He had 21 attempts.
That was more than I thought he was going to get. I thought they were going to kind of break that down with him and Chris Thompson. I said for some odd reason they decided to give Chris Thompson another like 3rd and 1, something crazy. I didn't understand
Chris
that.
Thompson went 7 yards for 14, 2.0 carry.
I thought they were going to give maybe Mac Brown a few carries today. He didn't see the field, I don't think, at all. If he did, he didn't get the ball. He might have been a decoy. I thought that was going to probably bring down some of Fat Rob's carries, but I was impressed with what I saw from him for a full game. And if you can consistently get that out of your running game where they have to respect it, that's big. I mean, with Matt Jones, you know, it was almost like that classic, 1 yard in a cloud of dust, 1 yard in a cloud of dust, and then we're hoping that he's going to break one. This kid, man, he's hitting the hole hard.
You know, I saw something, you talking about Jay Gruden before I left, I saw something that kind of disturbed me. Every time they put the camera on Jay Gruden, did you know he was cussing up a storm?
It was those refs, man.
I mean, and everybody, right? So anyway, here's the thing: you don't know. In the flow of the game moves a lot quicker when you're on the sidelines than it does when you're watching on TV. And when you're the ones that have to call the play, offensively and defensively, it moves that much faster. And you're looking at, many things going through your mind when you're trying to make a decision on what you want to call. The things that, to me, that the Redskins, if they're able to coach through this and manage this better, the stuff that happens in between the plays, the stuff that happens when they're in the huddle and they come out and they laugh, no, and when they get ready to snap the ball, if they could minimize, if they somehow could coach through those things, where they could stop jumping off sides and having some of those self-inflicted with baseball they call them unforced errors. If you could coach them through those unforced errors, they would be 2 or 3 games better than what they are right now.
It's a process, and I think they're growing. I think I see them moving in a better direction than what we've seen the last 3, 4, 5 years, maybe under the Shanahan regime? Don't you think you've seen a little better football team than what we've seen?
Discipline-wise? So here's the thing.
I would say organization, like the way the whole
The
organization
organization
is ran.
is going talent.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, that's because Dan Snyder, ever since, especially since Dan Snyder has taken himself a lot out of the equation. Does that make sense?
I agree.
And some of it may also be the coaching staff and how, the blend of players. But there's something going on the field as well. Like, for example, and maybe it's losing at the end of a Hall. Or maybe it's Trent Williams that has to set the tone and the tenure for how we want to come out of the huddle and what we want to do. If you and I in the huddle together and I jump off sides, when we come back in and you're a senior leader on my team, I expect you to turn to me and say, hey man, go ahead, jump off sides again. And that's the end of that. There's some accountability that I expect on the field that the coach has nothing to do with, that the preparation has nothing to do with. It's me. I saw it. Who was it? Somebody I was watching a highlight, and they were. I can't remember the game. It might have been in college. I can't remember where the guy did something. Yeah, they were showing a highlight of a pro game. They were pointing out to the lineman who was tapping the other lineman on the helmet and saying, "Hey, man, no, you got to use your head. You have to execute this way." Now, it is a question. On the field, who do we look for leadership on offense and on defense? Who do they turn to for leadership? Who would you expect them to turn to?
Like I said, you gotta think Trent off top. You gotta think Kirk just because of the position. The quarterback is basically the CEO of the team. I mean, he's the boss of the team. That's not a coach. I mean that should be for every organization. They're paid the most.
They're really missing D-All too. As far as leadership, as far as a vet, as far as that leadership on that defense,
and that's a good point.
I'm telling you.
So Dan, quick question.
I'm telling
Who
you.
would you say is the flakiest dude on offense? The one you just don't know what he's going to do.
Gotta be Kirk.
Right. But yet he's the one who's turning into
that you're expecting them to lead the charge.
For like when I come here in the studio, I know no good that my man's going to set the tone and tenor for what we're going to do, right? And then we fall in. Now you have a role, I have a responsibility, but I know that he's setting the tone and tenor. So if he doesn't, then I'm looking around like, what the hell's going on? What do we do here, right? And the same thing with basketball, baseball, football, any business. So in the Army. So I'm looking for you to set a certain tone and tenor for the show. When you come to my show, you will know right off the break as soon as you walk in the door who's running the show, right? Not because I'm commanding or authoritative. It's because I take the posture where it's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Now, if I appear to be the flakiest one in the huddle, or you appear to be the flakiest one in the studio, but yet you're the one that's setting the tone and tenor for what we do,
Everybody follows.
and everybody's going to get flaky. So I don't know what it's going to take for Kirk to take that physical posture and position. No good.
This team has like the battered wife syndrome. They've been beat up, media scrutiny for so long.
Years.
They don't know, and these are some of the same players that were just 2 years ago running to the media and spilling the beans about everything in the locker room. So this roster isn't really chock full of some solid dudes. If you go back and you look at some of their actions in the previous years.
So you're talking about shell shock team.
I'm just talking about a team that doesn't know really how to be led. If you look at some of the things that they were doing, and some of this was some of Robert's own doing too, things that he would say in the media, things that players would say about him to the media behind his back, unnamed sources.
Anonymous.
So let me ask you this. Let's do a quick contrast if we can, from a football standpoint. Who are the clear leaders for the Cincinnati Bengals? Name.
Andy Dalton. AJ Green.
Great. Let's go. Let's go. Cowboys when Romo was in. Who the clear leaders for the Cowboys?
Jason Witten, Lee, Tony.
Okay. Who are the clear leaders for the Patriots?
Brady.
Gronk.
Brady. Brady. That's enough said.
Right. Who are the clear leaders for the Philadelphia Eagles?
You know, I can't, really don't know.
New York Giants.
Eli Manning.
You know, without y'all even comparing notes, now, New Orleans Saints.
Drew Brees.
Okay. Panthers.
Cam.
Middle linebacker, he's escaping with his.
Kuechly.
Not Kuechly.
Drew Kuechly, Thomas Davis.
Davis, exactly.
Okay. Now, think about any team. Now let's go Kansas City Chiefs. Who do you think of?
You have to say Aaron Smith, but
Alex Smith,
Alex Smith, yeah, but
At best, right?
at best, right?
But it doesn't just jump off at you, right?
Yeah, you got to kind of sit back and
Seattle Seahawks. Let's get it going. Name them.
they're secondary.
All right, so you got Cam, you got Sherman, you got Thomas. Right there. And that linebacker.
And they just brought back Grounder
That
back.
linebacker that they have that's the boy Wagner,
Right.
right? And then they got someone on the defensive
And
line.
then they got Bennett up front on the defensive line
Right.
that ain't afraid to tell you what he thinks
Right.
any given
You
moment.
see what I mean? So now you're talking about 6 people who at any given time are able to set the momentum and shift and change for their team. Whereas when we talk about the Washington Redskins, who are those people that you're looking at every Sunday and saying they're going to lead us through this quagmire today? Who do you look at?
A lot of those guys that we just named, though, were guys that were drafted by those teams, came up in a system, and thrived in a system. The Redskins have not had a system. It's like the Redskins have been that child where the parent is out drinking every night and is never home.
So
Don't care if they do their
What
homework.
happens is winning cures all ills, and if you cure all ills, you can win. So which one's going to come first with the Redskins? Are we going to win and then become who we need to be, or are we going to become who we need to be and then win?
That might be kind of dangerous because it's a team that doesn't know how to handle success. You can see it on the football field. When they're having success on the football field,
They start,
Yeah.
they start
they're like
throwing the ball
kindergarten.
over
They're
themselves.
like kindergartens.
They can't
They
handle.
did Stephen A. Smith went off. You want a cookie?
I mean,
Look for the flags.
that's one thing. You know, we got a group chat, and I'm like, man, these dudes can't handle success. So if they can't do it on the field, I don't think they'll be able to do it in the locker room. They're not. We have to purge a lot of that old stuff that we still have around. And I think that the new GM is starting to bring in guys that want to play football, that love football, that's not about the money and the contracts.
So the ghost of Hainsworth, the ghost of Sanders.
But it's gonna
It
take
goes to
time.
Vinny Serrato. I mean, that stigma, that stink is still in that locker room.
Yeah, but it's gonna take time for them to
Come
turn
to the
it
Redskins
around.
just to get
The
paid.
free agents come in here, they send up the joint.
So what it's gonna take is for him to get these youngins out of college. It's gonna push these old dudes. Hey, y'all want to get paid? I want to get paid
that's
too, and I
Josh
come.
That's Josh Doctson. Where's he at? That's who else came
Well,
up?
that's an injury. He ain't in the club.
I'm just saying, I'm asking the question. So then
You got
it's-
Sua. Hopefully we got Josh next year. Fuller on the outside, cornerback. He's bringing. It's slowly but surely it's starting to happen.
You get it from
Rob Kelly.
Crowder starting.
Crowder, another draft pick. You got Rob Kelly, undrafted free agent. This youngin is pushing Matt Jones. 3rd round pick is being pushed by a rookie undrafted free agent. That's big when you can hit on somebody like that can come in and be productive. I'm not saying he's going to be Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders, but he can be serviceable. He can do what we need to do. He can.
Now here's food for thought. The cycle of a player on your NFL team in today's marketplace is how long?
About 3 to 4 years.
36 months. So if it's going to take time, do you have the 36 months necessary before they stop? For some of the people that we're counting on, the Rob Kellys in 24 months are going to get picked up by another team, aren't they? You see what I mean? If they play well enough, and now they're in the free agent year, now somebody else got, you see, am I making sense that, are you able to keep that contract? Are you able to keep a Jordan Reed? You know, you sign him to that contract, so you're able to keep him. But what happens?
That's a good problem to have, though,
Okay.
because then you know that you're turning the roster over and you're turning it over with talent. When you're losing players because it's a talent thing, we've never been in that position. Who's left here, other than I think maybe Antonio Pierce and Jeremiah Trotter came here, left here, went back to the Eagles, and was a Pro Bowler again. Who has left the Washington Redskins and have gone on to have success?
Left here as a star, and then went on as a star.
I mean, we traded Champ, so I mean that's not, you can't compare that.
I mean,
But
Carlos left here 1 year, became all Pro Bowl in 1 year.
and was out of the league the next year. You really can't think of anybody.
So is there something wrong in the soil? I mean, is there something going, not wrong, mistake, is there something that's had a long conversation with these people about what's going on in the black household between the man and the woman? And like, there's something in the soil. Is there something in the soil?
People just need to be easy, man.
I
Love
said-
your wife, do what you gotta do in the crib, and everything will be all right.
There it is. So there's something in the soil of the Washington Redskins that needs to be overturned, or do you think it's just a time thing? Now, this I can tell you based on my observation, and I'm gonna wrap it up for you. What I can tell you based on observation of the day is that they competed today for 60 minutes, all the way to the last play of the game. All right, they took hits and they gave them. It was like Hagler and Fermo. They just kept going at each other. And I like the fact they took blows and they gave blows. Can't control the rest. All right, but at no point did I see anybody just lay down and just take it.
Nah, they definitely did.
That's a real good sign.
They
Yeah,
definitely
fought
did.
to the end.
So even after that abysmal loss last week, they found it within themselves to say, we just have to sit here and take this. That's a good start. Somehow they got, what is it? Somehow they have to find a way. And each game is going to be different. They just have to find a way to finish the game and win.
It's a process. I think they'll get it. It's just a process. They have to go through some of these type of games in order to know what to do the next time this comes about.
What you don't want to do is turn the TV on next week and then go, damn, they went back to being something that it wasn't. All right, folks, I appreciate it, man.
All right.
Brother Roller.
Thank you, Brother Roland Grimes, Bubba Grimes, our Redskins insider. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, No Good will go around the league. We'll give you the latest in all things NFL. But right now, here's Jill Scott. This one is called Fool's Gold. You're tuned in to the plug.
That's a regular song, man.
Yeah, it was a good game, but I was like, what? What do I do? I'm going like sleep. Waste of good freaking beer. I mean, I'm up and I'm up early, so it's early drinking. Like, oh. How many songs? 2?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2. I mean, we could do 1.
It's up to you. Yeah, it doesn't matter. 1. How many minutes we got left on that?
3:22. About 2 minutes. Jill Scott and Fool's Gold.
I was living the dream, believing things that just ain't true. was chasing fool's gold. I 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 bit into the apple. I took the wooden nickel. Yeah. I was blinded to my core, and I went into the wrong door. And furthermore, I was living a dream, believing I was destined to choose. Oh, I can't believe I believed in you. I just believed in you. I was chasing fools. I was chasing fools. I was chasing fools. I was living a dream, believing things that just ain't true. Oh, I can't believe I ever believed in you. You had me chasing fool's gold. I was chasing fool's gold. I was chasing fool's gold. I was living a dream, believing things that just ain't true. Oh, I can't believe I ever believed in you. You had me chasing fool's gold. I was chasing fool's gold. I was chasing fool's gold. I wasn't living at all. I would have never known if you had just played alone.
I was trying to get the computer to come up. It
Yeah,
come
when-
up there, but it
yeah,
won't come up like that.
Well,
Oh, I can't
no,
believe I
when HDMI is in there, it won't come up.
Oh, so you'll have to do it from up there?
So what happens is,
fool's gold. I was chasing fool's gold. Somewhere deep down inside I knew you wasn't right. But breaking your spell was a plan I never divided.
the plug in.
I would have been here forever living for you. But I would have been living forever at your phone. I was living a dream, believing things that just ain't true. Oh, I can't believe I ever believed in you. You had me chasing fool's gold. I was chasing fool's gold. I was chasing fool's gold. I bit into the apple.
Get into the house.
I took the wooden nickel. Yeah. I was blinded to my
I'm ready whenever you want, brother.
You can go to
wrong.
you can go to our advertising and tell. We got like another minute and a half.
I was living a dream, believing I was destined to choose. Oh, I can't believe I believed in you. I just believed in you. I was chasing fools. I was chasing fools. I was living a dream, believing things that just ain't true.
If either one of y'all nearby tomorrow night between 6 and 7, if either one of y'all near here tomorrow night between 6 and 7, stop in. I'll be on the air from 6 to 8 tomorrow. That first hour, I'm just leaving it open so I
I
can
was living a dream,
interview
believing
people
things that just ain't
as they
true.
come in, so they give me a chance to
Oh, I
introduce
can't
you to other
believe I
audiences.
ever believed in you.
Between 6 and 7
You
tomorrow
had me
night.
chasing
Already
fool's
coming.
gold. I was chasing fool's gold. I was chasing fool's gold.
Welcome back to The Plug right here on elifemedia.net, where we give you your fix in all things sports and entertainment. This is the time where we usually go around the league.
We can't hear you over the music on the air.
This is the point where we usually go around the league. No Good, what you got for us today?
Big day in the NFL. Let's start off with the Houston Texans over the Detroit Lions today. Matt Stafford went 240 yards, 1 touchdown. Then we have the Browns taking another L to the Jets. Ryan Fitzpatrick bounced back. Josh McCown had a big day, 341 yards, 2 touchdowns in the loss. It's getting tough. I mean, Cleveland's got a lot to cheer for, but, man, if they could ever get them Browns on track, Cleveland would be a hell of a city. We had the Chiefs over the Colts, 30-14. Nick Foles, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns. Andrew Luck, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns. What do you think about Andrew Luck? Do you think he's regressing? Yeah, I think so too. A lot of people say it's the offensive line play. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, the Patriots stomping a mud hole in the Bills today. Tom Brady, of course, called him Darth Vader, man. 315 yards, 4 touchdowns in the win.
My Lord.
Yeah. The Seahawks looking a little shaky too. They take an L to the Saints today, 25-20. Drew Brees, I call Tom Brady Darth Vader. Drew Brees got to be Obi-Wan, man. 265 yards, 1 touchdown in the win. You had the Panthers over the Cardinals today, 30-20. I don't know what to think about Carolina and Arizona. 2 teams, high hopes coming into the season. Mediocre. I guess that kind of speaks to some of the parity in the league. We almost had our second tie today with the Raiders finally defeating the Buccaneers in overtime, 30-24. And we have the games that's going on now, but we're not going to talk about our tie. But we still have games going on now. Falcons and the Packers, 32-26. Green Bay up now. And we have the Broncos over the Chargers, 27-19, still going on now. So, big day in the league. Nobody to me is really separating themselves other than maybe the Patriots, and I hate to say it, but the Cowboys, and everybody's waiting for the shoe to drop with the Cowboys. But as this season keeps progressing, I don't know, it's looking more like it is what it is. Like, this is the team that we're going to see. So,
if that boy get a win tonight, I think it's safe to say they got to bye next week, right? It's safe to say that Romo's not getting back in. They got to buy next week, right? They had to buy last week. Okay, so it's safe to say that, I don't know, maybe Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe all over again.
Yeah.
Drew Bledsoe got benched for Tony Romo and never saw the field in the NFL.
For Tom Brady.
Was it Tom Brady?
Yeah, Tom Brady. Mm-hmm.
Never saw the field again.
That was it.
Never saw the field again. So that's.
I mean, they can put him in and watch him fold up like an old lawn chair. they can do that again too. I mean,
I don't think Tom Brady is at the point where, not Tom Brady, but Tony Romo is at the point where Drew Bledsoe was. Drew Bledsoe was a statue. At that point, it's like no mobility. It's not worth it.
I don't know, man. Tony Romo is the way he used to just those subtle movements is gone. That's why he's getting whacked.
No escapability.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even about escaping. Like, he just used to make subtle moves, like a little shiftiness. It's like, that's gone. So, I don't know, man. We may be looking at the new starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Rest in peace, Tony Romo.
Yes, sir.
Moving on, I want to hop into the NBA. A big Wizards fan. I've been waiting. This is like the best time of the year. You got World Series. You got NBA kicking off. You got the NHL kicking off. Yes, I watch hockey too. And you have the NFL going strong. It's the best time of the year. You can sit down and watch SportsCenter almost like it's a real TV show. You get a full hour of all the highlights and everything that you missed. So, looking at our Wizards, Black. What do you think? What do you see?
I mean, my thing is with the Wizards, I just hope it's not the same thing where we have a pretty good. I mean, as opposed to last season, which was the first season in a while where we at least didn't make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like I'm looking for them to take that next step. I'm looking for John Wall to really take this team to the next level. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole game the other day, but what I saw, I saw a pretty good team. I saw a team that was aggressive, a team that was running up and down the court with ease, a lot of fast break points. So I'm just looking for for them to take the next level? I don't know if that means they're going to face who was their nemesis in the first round? Is it Toronto or is it the Blazers? Who is it that we can't get by?
Well, we actually did Toronto win 2 out of the last 3 years. We was just last season, you know, we had that debacle of a season. But it's just it's them. They're really, you know, the NBA is a real tricky league because realistically, there are only but maybe 3 or 4 teams that might have a realistic chance at winning the championship. So if you're a fan of any of these other teams, you're really just hoping upon hope. Maybe you have something good to come home and watch every evening, and just hope that your team looks good. Because, I mean, the Wizards aren't beating the Cavaliers in the playoffs. The Wizards aren't beating the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs. You mentioned the Trailblazers. The Wizards wouldn't beat the Trailblazers if they were in the West in the playoffs. So it's a real iffy issue with the NBA, something that I think that they really kind of need to clean up. Because, I mean, the regular season is cool, but like they say, it really means nothing. It's a pointless season because it's all about the playoffs and what you do when you get there. If you don't have the big guns, then I mean, it's an exercise in futility, and that's what comes back to hitting in the draft, finding the right players to go up against these guys. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck where the Wizards have been stuck for the last 10. I mean, since the Gilbert Arenas days.
Yeah.
You're going to be mired in mediocrity for a very, very long time. And I think Ernie has kind of set us back with but a lot of the misses in the draft. A lot of misses. I mean, John Wall was a no-brainer. But he missed on a lot of players. Pick guys over Steph Curry, over Klay Thompson. I mean, over Draymond Green. I mean, these were guys that were there to be had, and you picked a kid from Croatia that couldn't throw a pebble in the ocean. He could run, he could dunk. Couldn't shoot a free throw, couldn't make a jump shot, couldn't play defense. I don't know. I look at this roster, I see promise, but I don't see. I might see an 8 seed, maybe a 7 seed. Looking at the game the other night, I want to say it was Wednesday or Thursday. Even under the new coach Scott Brooks, the Wizards are still having some of the same issues that they had under Randy Whitman. They don't play a full game. They don't play all 4 quarters. The Wizards had a moment in the game in the 4th quarter where the game was, I think, was 81-82. Within 3 minutes, they were about 8 or 9 missed shots, a bunch of fouls, and the next thing you knew, it was 101-89. In 3 minutes! In 3 minutes, you went from having the game in your hand to now it's a blowout in the 4th quarter.
Typical Wizards.
I don't. We signed Bradley Beal to this new extension. His chemistry with John Wall is leaving something to be desired. I mean, they even spoke about it over the offseason that they really don't get along on the floor, which is troubling. I don't know how.
Was it some reports that came out?
Well, they both said it.
Oh, okay.
They both spoke to
I
it.
didn't know if it was direct or like indirect.
Yeah. That they don't really like each other on the floor.
They don't gel together on the floor.
They don't. It's. I guess it's a different style of play, a different kind of pace. I don't know. I mean, as Bradley Beal is being a spot-up shooter, because that's what he is right now. You have instances where Bradley can take a player off the dribble, but those are far and few between. Right now, he's a spot-up jump shooter. John Wall should be your best friend. You should be running around. I mean, take a page out of Reggie Miller's book. Running around, running off picks, running off screens so that boy can find you. John Wall really is not he's not a score-first point guard. So,
call it in. I got a question for you.
What's up?
I got a question for you. You said something that triggered a question. I would call in, but since I'm in the studio, I'm just going to ask you. Which one causes more pain? Which one hurts more? To lose every game or to win every game?
Lose? Cool.
Is that a trick question?
No. which one causes more pain? Not which one is more painful? Losing every game or winning every game? You get my point?
Nah, you got me with that.
This is what I'm saying to you. It hurts to win a championship. What you have to put yourself through in order to be a champion, you got to put yourself through a lot of pain.
I see you. Okay.
See what I'm saying?
I see you.
And when the Wizards get in a game or get in a season where it's now time for them to put themselves through that meat grinder, they don't seem to do it. You know what I mean? So in essence, does it hurt more to take an L than to get a W? Now after it's over, it hurts to have the L. But during the game, which one causes more pain, the L or the W? During the game, which one do you have? Which one is going to require more pain from you to execute the L or the W?
Yeah, I see you. I see where you're going with that now.
Rolling Grimes, the philosopher.
To get into that a little deeper, I think we were close. 2 years ago, we were close when John Wall, I want to say, broke a bone in his hand. I want to say we were close.
Was that right before the playoffs?
This was in the playoffs, and we actually almost pulled it off and made it to the conference finals.
Okay.
And then Ernie Grunfeld did the most ridiculous thing that you can do. He set up the team the next year with a bunch of players with expiring contracts. In the NBA, it's time to get paid.
So that was like Paul Pierce and
No, that was
Pierce wasn't he?
no, Pierce was in LA
Okay.
last year. So you had Jared Dudley, you had Nene on the expiring contract.
Okay.
You had that whole team, other than Marquise Morris, Bradley Beal, John Wall, and Otto Porter Jr., and Kelly Oubre and Marshall Gattaz were all on expiring contracts. So you had guys that weren't willing to buy into what Randy Whitman was pitching because I got to make sure I get paid. Bump what you talking, coach. And it set the franchise back another 2 or 3 years. If you would continue and see what it was they loaded up for Kevin Durant. He swung and he missed. They needed all that cap space. So he didn't even give him a phone call.
So they should have known that he wasn't coming. I mean, I thought conclusion that he wasn't coming to DC.
I think, they can't outwardly out say it, but somebody in the back channels, you got his high school coach on the bench. Somebody in some back channels should have reached out to him. Hey, is there a realistic shot? No. Well, let's go out and get someone else. Let's set this roster up for future success. And they didn't do that. So now we're seeing the fruits of that unsuccessful bid for KD. I started 5: Marquise Morris, Bradley Beal, John Wall, Otto Porter Jr., and Marshall Gattaz. Fine, serviceable. Marquise Morris is a plus power forward. Bradley Beal is a plus shooting guard. John Wall is a plus point guard. But can you get them to coexist on the floor? And from what they said in the offseason, they can. They can't coexist on the floor. And I don't understand how that's even possible. As a shooter, as a former basketball player, the one thing that you kind of, it's cool, but it's like, oh, we got a point guard that wants to take all the shots. It sucks because the ball doesn't move. But you got a point guard here whose thing is, I want double-digit assists. How do you not enjoy playing with him? I don't get it. So
I think it may be a chemistry thing, like off the court with them too. I mean, because when you watch them play, I mean, I don't see anything glaring like, okay, they don't like to play with each other.
If you watch it though,
So
it's a lot of chatter. It's a lot of chatter with them on the floor. It's a lot of somebody makes a foul or messes up a pass, or it's a lot of hands throwing up, talking, a lot of body language that you can read and say, these guys don't really look like they having fun with each other out there. It doesn't look that way. So maybe in the future we'll see. I'm dying to see what the kid Kelly Oubre has to offer. Thomas Stratoransky, we drafted him, one of those other foreigners that we drafted foreigners. European players that we drafted that finally has decided to come over and play 6'7" point guard, shooting guard, combo guard, athletic. So we'll have to see what's going on with them.
All right, well, that's your Wizards talk. Of course, we're going to get more into that as the season. This seems to be a weird kickoff for the Wizards. I mean, they had one game. In the season
We played tonight. We played tonight at 8.
Oh,
We got
so tonight is
Memphis.
the second game.
We got Memphis tonight at 8. So
Are they still on the road?
I
I think the first 2 games were on the road. Yeah, I think this. They said this is like the 13th time in a row or something that the Wizards
started on the
the
road.
first 2 or 3 games on the road. So yeah, man, I think I need to go on down to Verizon Center and check them out. Did you still have your?
I was a season ticket holder. I mean, I had to let him go. It wasn't when you leave for work at 4:30 and come to Waldorf and then try to turn around and go back in the city. It's a lot. It wasn't worth it. I think that might have been one of my blunders.
I think I gotta let it go.
Yeah. One of the big blunders of the last 4 years of my life. Thousands of dollars I can't get back.
Wasted tickets.
wasted tickets, but you know.
All right, well, up next we got our special guest in the building. She goes by the name of Miss Kim. That's right. She's going to open up the entertainment page right here on the plug, and she's also dressed up like what is this? Some type of monster.
Zombie Kim.
Here's Raheem Devon. This is Miss Kim's favorite artist.
That's what I was about to say. Thriller. You look like Thriller.
Stay tuned when you're listening to the plug.
Did you come in dressed like that just for the show? Yeah. I thought Molly was coming from somewhere.
No.
I said she come in dressed like that just for the show.
I came in just for you guys. How you doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Yes. I thought you were going to a Halloween party.
No,
or something.
coming here. Hey, Roland. I just wanted to make sure you guys were off air before I came on. So.
What's the best one?
What, that one?
Yeah, let's go.
Man, that NBA season is really like.
I'm a Knicks fan, so.
You a Knicks fan?
No, you've been in the house for a long time.
He's just like us.
Yeah,
He wrote, oh my God. Did you see D Rose hit him with the hands up yesterday?
For real?
He hit him with the good talk. I said, he might be back.
I hope
Might have something
at least for 50 games.
If you
Can you give us 50?
No, you might ask for 30. Ask for 30 be brave for 20 things we get.
Before he goes to court, or before he
No,
gets
it's done. It's done.
They threw that out.
Yeah, he's
Oh, they played that off.
They still say, the George acquitted him. And then took pictures with him after. Gave him the OJ treatment.
You know what? This is the thing, unfortunately for her. You know, when these young girls, they don't seem to get it. They follow what the rap songs say. They don't get it. See, when we were growing up, we knew it was just a song. But these girls, for real, are having menages, just getting with the other dude, just because her dude said
The
something.
dude and the girl,
I mean, they're doing everything. They're doing everything, and so because of that, that's the mentality of these younger girls now. And so when they do that, especially to get somebody like Derrick Rose or something like that, they think, oh, okay, the more freaked out I am, the more this guy is going to get with me because they can get with any other woman in the world, but he's going to choose me because I do everything for him.
All the time, it's actually
The opposite, right.
get turned out like that.
you know the woman.
Exactly.
So you turned her off? I don't remember the story,
Some type of sexual.
but she was like a team hoe or something.
She was his hoe. Yeah, she was his hoe. Like whatever he wanted her to do, apparently. did.
So she was following him.
Yeah, he was flying her around and stuff like that. And he did, and sometimes she get rid of him. Yeah,
But he's not married, right?
He is now. He's been married for the last 3 years.
So this was going on while he was married?
I'm sure.
No, I'm saying, the time frame that they
I'm
got.
sure. Kind of what I wanted to talk about with Dwayne Wade too. You know, his divorce, his custody battle is finally settled after all this time. Him and his wife been separated since '07, and man, she been putting him through the ringer.
That's the one who told him to sign.
She was pretending like she was homeless and stuff. She said he burnt her, he gave her disease, all kinds of stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what. I remember when James Worthy's wife wrote that book. Remember that?
I didn't read that one. I read Patrick Ewing's wife's book.
I remember.
She's a lawyer.
Not only she a lawyer, she was my classmate. We went to school together.
Yeah. I
I'm
got it
talking in a
down.
minute though. She wrote the book about life in the NBA.
With Pat, yeah.
She's,
What's his
Lisa-
name?
Lisa
Anthony,
Smart.
Greg Anthony's wife co-authored it with her.
Yeah, Lisa's smart as hell, so I know that she ain't no fool. She's a lawyer. She's educated, private school girl. So why would you marry somebody that's in the NBA? You know that this is the life that most of them lead?
Because they want to be financially stable. Hey, that's fine. You know, you go ahead and you ain't gonna have sex with me without a condom when you get home. You know, God takes to make sure his home is clean and stuff. Make sure Pedro gets her money to clean up and stuff, and I'll be here, but you got to wear a condom, bro. Oh my God. You know what? I ain't even gonna ask because I don't even want you to lie to me. You're gonna be in my face and just treat me like I'm stupid. No, honey, it's only you. Oh yeah? Y'all been on a 3-game road trip for 6 days?
You do it.
And you like it this way? Okay. Yep.
Welcome back. We are The Plug here on elifemedia.net, broadcasting live TV and radio worldwide. And it's that time where we open up the entertainment page and we have our special guest. She goes by the name of K.I. to the M, K.I.M. She has a K.I.M. show. Oh no, it's the Keep It Moving show. Every Tuesday, 12 to
Monday.
Oh, every Monday. All right. Come on, Bubba, man. Bubba, come on, Bubba. Every Monday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yep.
Right here on
Right on the
elifemedia.net.
black guy.
And look, I do tune into the show. So we know that.
Me too.
What's up, y'all?
How are you
Thanks for
today?
having me
Yeah.
back. Thanks for having me
Welcome
back.
back.
I appreciate it.
Of course. So what you got for us?
Hey man, you know, you put on Tupac, I Get Around, and you know, speaking on, you know, it's a great segue.
Okay.
You know, Dwayne Wade, he got around. How about
Was this
that?
before Gabby or
I mean, he was getting around with Gabby, so let's keep it real and we're gonna keep it moving on to the story. So Dwayne Wade and his ex-wife Siobhan, because we know he's married to Gabrielle Union now. His ex-wife Siobhan, they've been separated since 2007. Siobhan she was the one that was crying homeless and sitting outside of different buildings with a homeless sign,
Oh, she was
saying my
trolling.
husband is an NBA player and I'm homeless. You know, she was bugging out. She was saying Dwayne Wade burnt her, gave her venereal disease, and burnt, you know, oh my God, wait a minute. Let me just say this. Do you guys still use the word burnt?
I guess.
I don't
Do
think
people
anybody.
still get burnt?
I don't know, but I'm sure
I would probably say probably so.
every day.
You know, you're burnt. I thought you got put on fire.
No.
Yeah, what say you, Bubba?
Hey,
Damn.
okay. Now
We
it's
do
called.
now. We say burnt
They
Now
call it
it's
fire
called-
crotch.
Oh yeah, fire crotch. Right. Trash box crotch. So, Siobhan Wade said that Dwayne Wade had given her a sexually transmitted infection, and Dwayne Wade was like, not me. And then she was like, yeah, not you. And he was like, then who? And she was like, couldn't be. Or whatever. Anyway, but after all of this time, she would take the kids, they had joint custody. She would take the kids from Dwayne's house in Miami unannounced and take the kids back to Chicago, and then the kids supposed to come home, and she would send the kids home, and she was doing all kinds of bug out stuff. Well, Dwayne Wade, after all this time, finally received good news. He has sole custody of the boys, and Dwayne is trying to keep it civil and make sure that Siobhan has every chance to contact the boys and come and get them when she wants. So he's trying to be civil. And I haven't seen any recent photos of her, doing cartwheels in the front lawn with the burning skirt on or something. But
So let me ask you this: is she now paying him child support? How does that work?
well, I would, what? The way Dwayne Wade seems to be handling this, he's like the ultimate guy that says let's just move on. Like he's the ultimate keep it moving guy.
Well, you should do that when you have upwards of 40, 50, 60 million dollars.
Yeah, but hey,
cash in the bank.
why, you know what? Just for the principle, why not be petty and take her to court for child support?
Because then he'll look like a creep.
Yeah, he would come off bad.
You know what? This is what I say. This is one reason why I say this, because when you pay child support, and I'm not siding with either one. I don't have children, so I'm playing devil's advocate here. So if we wanted to child support and we're taken care of still because you guys are making sure we're good, we're still going to come after you for child support. Now, if Dwayne Wade just for the principle said, you know what, I want child support from Siobhan. Really, I don't think he'd get it because I think she was declared mentally ill and stuff like that, so I don't think he'd get it. But if nothing else, I could see it. And as a matter of fact, the judge did chastise her before he handed down his decision. And I could easily see something like, hey, you know what, Siobhan, you're going to need to pay him $200 a month.
Just on principle.
Just on GP.
That would be something I think you would kind of leave up to the judge.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be something I would think he should go in and ask for. Like I said, you come off looking like a creep. I mean,
Hey, I would say looking like a creep is when you have like 3 kids and you have not a couple of them out of wedlock, and you have a couple of them when you're married, and then you already have a girlfriend, you have a baby by there.
that's a creep on another level.
But
Literally.
he may still be paying her alimony though for the divorce.
I don't know.
Those are two
I don't
separate
know.
things.
Yeah. Plus, this Siobhan Wade, she's something else. I'm out in that by saying mental illness is real. So don't worry, help is on its way. Anyway, keep it moving. Kanye is mad at Jay-Z.
Yeah, I read a lot about that.
Yeah, he's mad at Jay-Z because when his wife Kim Kardashian was, as a matter of fact, I love Kim. I don't think she's the bomb. But anyway, she was held up. They went into her place in London and tied her up and threw her in the bathtub, and she thought she was going to get raped and stuff like that. Then they got away on bicycles. Did you see the Did you see the little clip of them getting away on the bicycle? I swear it was like Keystone Cops.
Yeah.
It was like Benny Hill. You remember Benny Hill?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was crazy. Like, how did they get away? Who didn't see see them? Who let them chase them down on those bikes? That's what I want to know.
It was like a plain sight type of.
Genius.
Yeah, it was
It's genius.
Yeah, they-
Because who would think some guys riding a bike just rob somebody? You wouldn't even for billions of
Because
dollars.
if they had sped away in the car and stuff, then it would have been.
What if they just had a hotel to stay there? Who would look for them?
Right. Well, you know, they're saying that it was something kind of an inside job.
Oh,
Maybe the
yeah,
concierge
yeah.
had something to do with it or something. And, you know, I hope that's not the case, you know, but her sister Chloe and Lamar pulled a trick, a stunt like that before where they were getting ready to move out their house and all of a sudden all their diamonds turned up missing. So they sued and got some money from the insurance company. So, you know, Kanye did say that he's not making any money. You know, those Yeezys, the slave shoes, you know, and the slave gear that he's, you know, putting out. Yeah, I don't think that's making any money. You didn't buy any?
No way.
You didn't buy any, Donald?
Nah.
Did you buy your wife some?
Nah. I know they was selling the sweatpants, but they had a hole like right at the crotch.
Is that how they were made?
No, well, no. What happened was Amber Rose had said something about me like
Putting the finger.
So then everybody stopped.
Hey, that was cool. That was cool.
But I wouldn't be surprised because
She said you like the finger in the booty.
yeah, so they put a hole like right at the crotch area. but I wouldn't. The only reason why I wouldn't be surprised is because whenever you see him with his gear on, it looks like some type of homeless gear
Yeah.
or something. I
Yeah.
mean,
Like slaves picking cotton.
This might be an off reference, but have y'all ever seen Zoolander?
Yes.
okay.
Derelict. You remember the clothes that they were wearing? Derelict. That's exactly. I put up a meme. Maybe my niece had posted something. I was like, that looks like Derelict.
That's better than that. Remember when Lisa Bonet, when she was Denise on the Cosby Show, and she made that shirt for Theo to wear to homecoming?
But you going back.
I was gonna say y'all gotta catch up on your Cosby Show. We're not watching Cos anymore.
Yeah, we all know what Cosby did.
He's going down there in that office.
I refuse to support him now.
But you know, so yeah, we got a couple of things going on with the brothers, and Kanye is mad because Jay-Z only called him when Kim was held up, and you know, Kanye was like, you know, J and B, you know, they should have came over to the crib, you know, maybe, you know, bought some douche.
Do say.
Yeah, maybe bought some of that. You know, Kim was terrorized, so, you know, what better way to get over something like that than to see the Jigga Man? I'll tell you what, I'd be over it if I saw Jay-Z.
That's different. I mean, it's.
But you know what? I would say that I've been watching their relationship for a while.
Jay and
And Jay and Kanye, this is more than this
Yeah.
incident. This is Beyonce not really approving of
Kim Kardashian. Right.
Exactly.
It could be somewhat of some jealousy there. I don't know. Maybe just a little bit. I mean, just because of the amount of attention that she's able to garner
Yeah.
without necessarily
Doing
being
anything.
talented.
Yeah.
But one thing that Kanye did say that stood out to me, and it may have
Yeah,
went over a lot of people's heads. He said, "See, this what made me really dive into it and I look deeper." He said, "Our kids haven't even played together yet."
Oh.
Think about that.
Oh.
That's just like me and my best friend, like my brother, saying that our kids never played before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not cool.
See, so that makes you question.
Yeah.
Okay, is it the thing where Beyonce isn't really cool with?
I think
having baby
Beyonce
over
would.
there?
I think she would get a lot of flack if she were to hang out with the Kardashians. You know, because a lot of people call them the Kardashians. You know, and stuff like that. And,
So you know, it's not good for her brand. She don't feel like that brand and her brand mesh.
You know, my thing with that though, Beyonce is bigger than a brand. She's bigger than a brand. She's
Nothing to worry
Beyonce.
about.
Right, she's Beyonce. She can do whatever she wanted, and everybody would still say, Beyonce. She has.
It was like Britney Spears tried that.
She's no Beyonce. She's no Beyonce.
She was bigger than Beyonce.
No.
She was
Beyonce-
very big at one
She
point.
was.
I
She
would
was.
say that.
But right now,
Beyonce's
Beyonce is on Madonna status in '82. Beyonce is bigger than Janet.
So I'm saying-
Beyonce
so you're
will-
saying that there's nothing she's insulated in such a way that there's nothing that she can do to damage her brain.
I say that absolutely, absolutely.
But I mean, look at stars that are big like that. They kind of insulate themselves that way, where they don't really. I mean, you look at Prince. Prince ain't fooling nobody. You come to my house, don't nobody know. We jam, rock out, you go home, don't nobody know nothing. I'm not seen out with people. I don't hang with people. It's just how star when they get to a certain level. And I mean, to keep it real, she's a porno star.
Which Kim,
I agree with that in a sense, but you shouldn't be. Your past should not define who you are for the rest of your life. She did one tape, but it's what she did after that I kind of respect. They literally built a brand. I mean, okay,
off
so
of how good they look.
right, so Beyonce has 87 million Instagram followers, right? Kim Kardashian is number 2 with 86. That's branding.
I actually think Kim Kardashian may be a little bigger.
I mean, she's branding. I mean, they're geniuses.
You know, to say this as well, I don't think really Beyonce, the only thing Beyonce hasn't done that Kim Kardashian did was make a porno tape, and we just haven't seen it because I'm sure her and Jigga got one. But if you look at Beyonce's videos and her shows and all of it, she's having a sex tape. She's having a sex tape. I like Beyonce. I really wish I like Jigga more than I like Beyonce. But I like her. I like Kim Kardashian as well. I think that Beyonce hangs out with whoever she wants to hang out whenever she wants to, and she just for some reason doesn't fancy Kim Kardashian, and I think it may have something to do with a little jealousy.
I honestly, I think so too.
Yeah.
Just a little, just a team.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be the richest person and the best person.
And you always got something. There's somebody out there that's going to get you though.
Yeah, but by nature, how many queen bees want to share their nest?
None of us.
None of them.
None of us.
And then in
Us.
terms of the branding, I mean, you talk about, Shamal Moore. He built his brand off his looks. Tyson, he built his brand off his looks. So what happens is the biggest difference is they were able to transform whoever's behind Kim Kardashian, just like David Falk being behind Michael Jordan. Jordan became Jordan because David Falk knew some mechanism. He had enough Donald Trump in
I'll
him.
tell you, David Falk is my client.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
He had some mechanism that took him to a whole nother level.
Ask him, can I get a pair of drawers?
You know? So, what did I do now? Why you making that face?
About to bite you.
You know what?
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
But going back and looking at some of them, back when like Kanye was with Amber, and when he first started to lunch out, because when he was wearing polos, pink polos, and backpacks and loafers,
Back when he was hanging with Cameron and them.
back when Rockefeller was still a viable label. And for him to go to when he was taking the award from Taylor Swift, you could see some of that uncomfortableness in Beyonce at that point.
Yeah.
Shying away, even when he was with Amber Rose. So I think it might be something to
She
do
became
with.
friends with Amber. Amber might have been the one who taught her to do all the booty popping she's doing right now.
Yeah, Amber's a different shit though.
Know what I think it is? I think at Nature, Beyonce and Jay-Z, because of the crowd that they hang around, they're very conservative now. Think about it. People say that about Jay now all the time.
No, they're very corporate.
Yeah, right. But corporate means conservative,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You carry yourself in a certain way. You like to be around certain
Same with
people.
certain
You don't like people embarrassing you. I.e.,
No,
that's
because it
what
affects the money.
Kanye
It affects how the money
did. Right.
goes.
So like people say, just 50 Cent, he broke it down like the whole elevator thing. You can tell Jay-Z's corporate, he probably didn't even know that camera was in that elevator, but he
I don't know
still
why he wouldn't have known.
but he still acted as if it was. And that's what he knew. If he swung or did anything, no matter if he was right or wrong,
It was
if
between
she
him and
was
Ray Rice.
aggressive,
Right.
yeah, what would have happened?
Well, I mean,
That would have affected his corporate status,
I look
and
at-
that's why he didn't do it.
I look at Jay-Z and Beyonce, and I actually see sort of like a pop culture version of Barack and Michelle. That's what they kind of remind me of. Almost that same kind of dignity and panache about everything they do when they're in public, in terms of how they censor what they say and how they say it so that it comes back. So they're very corporate and very political. And I mean, those kinds of things will take them far beyond even,
I mean, it has.
yeah.
It has. I mean,
And it will make them
you
a
think about it.
franchise.
I was a drug dealer. I was a drug dealer and everything that came with that, and now, basically,
I'm sitting with Warren Buffett on the cover
I'm
of
sitting with
Forbes
the
magazine.
president of the United States, and I'm at his house. He's at my house. You know, the president of the United States, the FLOTUS said if she could be anybody other than herself, she would be Beyonce. So, I mean, good grief.
I miss the old
So
college.
she wanted twerking and stuff too.
She on twerk.
I always knew it.
But you could tell,
No, she does twerk.
I was gonna
She
say,
does do it on
you could tell because,
Oh,
you know, now Michelle Obama, and I love her.
Her dresses are changing.
Anything she does, I will cast the ballot for her, period. But all of us have a side that if she's very conservative, she has to be that. So one day she wants to let her hair down, and when she does, when you know, like when Beyonce in that Partition song said he likes to call me Peaches, he might call her Beyonce. There was a rumor, but you ain't heard it from me.
yeah.
Let me keep it moving.
Man, we don't look.
Well, what Secret Service
running up
coming
in.
in, get us.
She gonna get us all arrested tonight.
You know,
I'm gonna say it was Bubba, baby.
I would have let her film that party, baby.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it moving real quick because I know you guys ready for me to get up out of here and I gotta go drink some blood real
No,
quick. So,
where we going? We going to 8:15.
all right. So I wanted to tell you guys. Did you guys hear about Scottie Pippen's wife messing around with Future?
I saw something about that.
Yeah.
That's
His wife or ex-wife?
She's now, as of 2 weeks ago, his ex-wife.
Oh,
As of
damn.
last week, his ex-wife. Because they've been together, I think, 19 years or something. They got 4
4
kids.
kids, yeah.
Matter of fact, I think that's Scotty's second wife.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
she's
before.
Scotty's ex-second wife. Hey, look at A-Rod. Looking kind of good.
If he was with her in 19 years, for 19 years, how old was they when they got together? She still looks like she's in her early 30s, maybe mid 30s.
Hey, well, doctor.
I need to look that up. That was puzzling me this week.
I mean, I look like I'm still in my mid-30s. I mean, all depends on how it goes.
Well, you know, I'm going to say this,
No
right?
good to get you there.
Now the wife was upset because Scotty was, and I think still is now seeing Sports Illustrated baby.
Swimsuit
I mean,
model. Swimsuit model.
did I say baby? I
Yeah.
said
You did.
Sports Illustrated stick. I mean,
Don't say nothing.
Scotty is allegedly dating a Sports Illustrated model.
How old is she?
She, you know, they only take you up until a certain age.
That's why I said so. He probably was messing with her when she was 18.
Yeah.
Young.
I mean, hey, B was young.
Yeah.
Well, allegedly, no one knows Beyonce's real age.
Either way, we know Jay-Z is about 48. Yeah, and we know Beyonce, even if Beyonce is 35, you know, he's still 49.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but anyway, Scotty, you know, the wife is upset because Scotty was seeing the model and Scotty said it's not true, but she was like, hey, yo, it is true. She started getting with Future. The reason why people knew because Future put a picture of them up on Instagram saying she's mine now. And so everybody's like, whoa, Future got another chick in Atlanta. Man, them bras in Atlanta.
You know, Scotty had to trade it in for a new model.
You know
You look. I
And
mean,
she traded him in for a new model.
it's all good.
Even though-
Everybody gets what they want.
Even though there is no future with Future. Future
She
is
is.
the future for somebody else because he keeps it moving. He ain't even playing. He keeps it moving.
She ain't tripping. She got 4 of them checks coming regardless.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah.
Kids gonna go
She's
with
good.
It's gonna go with her.
It
Well,
is.
you know, they're saying that she and Future really like each other because everywhere you go, there's always pictures of them together, like events and in Miami at the beach. And, you know, I remember one of my friends, one of my people, good person of mine, his wife and another guy was on Miami Beach. And then another friend of ours called my friend up and said, hey, there's your wife. And he's like, hey, let me speak to her. And he walked up and gave her the phone. She's beside her boyfriend. He said, hey, your husband want to talk to you.
Wow.
And then,
Wow.
yeah, Miami Beach, man, you gotta watch it. You can find a significant other there with his other or her other. Anyway, that was the entertainment report from the Keep It Moving Girl.
All right, so let's get our politic fixing. You know, we wouldn't, since we're in election season, we wouldn't be the plug without plugging you with the latest in politics.
Donald Trump has 2 more women that came out against him.
Let's start with Clinton first.
I was going to say, however, they haven't really brought these women out because some emails leaked. Hillary's girl Uma used the same laptop as her husband Wiener, the hot dog dude. The
Carlos
purge,
Danger.
the
Carlos
purge
Danger.
dude. Yeah, what a purge.
He can't seem to keep himself out of it.
He cannot.
Yeah, he's got a problem.
Sexual explicit emails with underage.
Chicks.
Yeah.
But what,
see,
so
I'm-
what does that have to do, Quest? I mean,
And
I
I'll
mean,
answer.
the FBI, go ahead.
What the FBI is saying, and they're looking through this now, is within, and they haven't came out and said it yet, but from what I'm gathering, the FBI also in those emails were emails back and forth between Waiter's wife about the whole email scandal. And so basically it's like the White House acknowledged that there was a cover-up. So they haven't released it yet, but there's emails back and forth where they're talking about covering up.
So you're going to email somebody about covering up emails.
But you got to think at this time when they was going through this, they had no idea that this stuff was going to happen.
Right.
Right, so that's one.
So this goes back all the way back to Benghazi.
Okay, so this is one. That's
650,000.
My thing is, why is everybody so up in arms about the 4 people killed in Benghazi when there's still people being killed in Iraq and Afghanistan? Were the 4 people, was it Superman, Batman, Doctor Strange, and
Everything nowadays is politicized. It's politicized. So for the other side of the aisle to make happen what they want to happen, they politicize it. Oh, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. So they dug and dug and dug until they came up with these emails. So it's like, you got her. So now, like, going back to the Anthony Weiner thing.
Make something out of it.
No,
Going back
there were
to-
some cover-ups.
going back
there
to
was
these-
attempts to cover up.
To the Anthony Weiner thing,
Where'd you get that from?
they didn't find what they were looking for there. And it just so happened, you know how you do something you ain't got no business doing, and you think you done hit it and you covered it up, and then somebody just by accident was going to go do something and found what you were hiding. And that's exactly what happened.
So the reason why I say there's a cover-up is because Clinton got in front of the House panel, and she lied like 5-6 times. You don't need to lie. You don't need to destroy anything.
well, one, she has to lie because how do you?
Confidential
Yeah,
information.
you
You have
can't
to
just.
lie about it.
You just can't say
I'm not
things.
But you're not
exonerating.
supposed to lie in front of the House panel. You're
Yeah.
supposed to.
They
No.
But it's
Yeah,
also
well.
being televised.
Right.
So you asking me to tell you the truth. You're asking me to tell you the truth about some things that are confidential in front of the House but it's televised, so it's not really in front of the House. It's in front of everyone. So how do I do this without compromising our citizens?
Right.
And this is the same thing that they're saying about the FBI. What happened was when this guy made this announcement, sent this letter to Republicans, and then later I guess sent this other copy.
No, it was the Democrats. It was on the back. It was on the back sheet the whole time. They lied when they said that when Clinton came out and said that it was they only sent it to Republicans. That
No,
was
not
lie.
only.
Because the list of Democrats that was on the panel was right there on the back. So they came back and backtracked about that this morning. It was like, okay, well, yeah, we gave the half truth.
Okay, so this is what I read. So, and I've been trying to follow Washington Post because they get a little more clarity, follow my that in the window. So what happens is, from what I understand, that he issued, because he is a Republican, he issued, and I don't have a problem with it, he issued the letter to the Standing Committee of Republicans, and then issued the letter to the Democrats, regardless of how that went. When he issued the letter, he made statements and said that I'm not sure what's in it. I'm not sure what's about to settle. Now, what I've seen over the last couple of days, and you can clarify for me, what I've seen over the last couple of days is that Hillary's server has not even been traced to any of these emails that they discovered, that they're all emails between this man and this woman who are married. That Hillary's server isn't connected to that. Now, what happens is you got to go through all these IP addresses, and you got to figure out where these IP addresses are connected to. So there's thousands of emails. You got to go through every one of those.
650,000.
Right. So you got to go through all those emails and find out what IP addresses are, and then that's Roland Brown's computer. Okay, now I got to find out more about that. So what happens is the FBI is constantly investigating. It's nothing new. They never stop investigating. So for him to make that announcement was problematic because, well,
What are you saying?
right, you're supposed to be investigating. That's what you are, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So they never close the investigation. It's always, well, if we get new information, we got to look into it further. You only make an announcement when you have something that you about to hit somebody in the head
But
with.
see, but here's the key. The Clinton campaign believed that they do have something, but it's the timing that they're worried about. They believe that the FBI do have something more specific that involves them. And that's why the Clinton campaign has came out today. It was like, just release, just tell us. Don't wait until a week or two as we get closer to election. Just tell us now.
If you tell us now, it's still going to affect the election.
Right, but I'm just saying that just lets you know that in the back of their mind, they're bracing for something.
You're reading something that I'm not reading.
I mean,
I'm just saying, no, you're reading into it in a way that I haven't read into it. It wasn't so much, I didn't see it so much as they figured they had something. What they're saying is you're going to investigate it. What the man said in the letter is that we've come across some stuff, the system came across some stuff, and we're going to investigate what we came across. Right?
Yeah.
So to speak.
Right.
Basically. Okay? So I walked into this place, I saw something, now I need to investigate what it is. Now, by my saying that, now all of a sudden you get this Republican response, which is, aha, this is bigger than Watergate. And all of a sudden now it's changing the entire news cycle, changing the entire spin on the election. Because I said that I saw something that later on I'm going to investigate. Why don't you investigate it? And then say that you found something after you investigated. Why would I tell you that I'm going to go investigate something that I have not investigated? I'm on the curious.
Political.
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody's playing dirty.
And everybody has an
I
agenda.
mean, can we agree with that? Everybody's playing
No,
dirty.
because law enforcement have a different. The senior. I'm sorry, Kim. You okay?
I'm knowing my
The senior.
Walking
Now you
Dead.
can speak on
Walking Dead.
the senior officials in the Department of Justice, according to some of the reports, asked him not to put this letter. So we can do whatever we want to do. We can investigate. We can do whatever. Whatever you do not put this letter out. And he did it anyway.
Well, you know why? They're saying there's an internal struggle within the FBI.
I'm sure.
There's a group who say, hey, we need to release this information. There's a group who's saying, no, I think we should sit on it. So you have two.
Release what I'm asking, what information?
But see, but this is what I'm saying. That's why I don't think you hear what I said. Clinton came out. I'm not talking about what the Republican who submitted the paperwork. I'm saying what Clinton said yesterday. You have to pay attention to what she's saying. She said that whatever information that you have, I hope you release it now. So what I'm saying is, if you look at that, she's saying that we believe that they have something. Please don't hold it.
Donald,
Let it go now.
Donald, you might be right. But didn't the Republicans say the same thing? Whatever information you have, will you release it now? Didn't they both say the same thing?
I'm wondering when they're going to release the information about Donald Trump and the underage sex with the underage women and girls.
Yeah, I think they look. They
His
said
day of reckoning is coming too.
Yeah, well, when they say Clinton, they may have one more bombshell that they're saving.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are predicting that they'll do that now to kind of dose the flames from this latest email.
Well, a lot of people are doing the early voting now, so, in a minute it's not even going to make a bit of difference,
So in light of what's going on, is early voting really a good thing?
I don't
When
think
you have
so.
something that can change this
Honestly, I think everybody knows who they're going to vote for. If you're still undecided, you've been drinking. Because you like Trump, or you like Hillary, or you don't like either of them, but you're going to vote for somebody or nobody. We already know what we're going to do now. I mean, these people that's talking about they're undecided, I think they just want publicity. Matter of fact, maybe I should say I'm undecided.
They're like, I haven't decided who's going to take me to the prom. But in reality, you just waiting until the last guy.
Those are probably the ones that take an hour to figure out what they want on the menu.
Or been to McDonald's 1,000 times, you know the menu inside and out.
They only care now about the undecided. So guess what? I'm undecided. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in play.
You know what?
That's my point.
Before I get out of here, guys, can I shout out my cousin Tony? Oh, I just did. Hey, cousin Tony, I love you. My cousin Tony Johnson, she's listening to us right now. So,
Hey,
Tony, why you ain't call up today?
Tony.
You know your cousin on the plug. Come on up here.
Man, giving you a plug on the show.
I thought Tony was a girl. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's a girl. But you know what, guys? I thank you for having me come and have me do this. And if you don't mind if I give myself a plug again, I appreciate it.
Okay, go
You
ahead.
gotta choose your words differently.
Me?
Yeah, you said thank
No,
you
no.
guys for having me.
Hold on, lie. What you say? What you say, bro?
That's what good. I keep forgetting we're on the plug, not on the carry.
Look, I was
If we was on the carry, I'm sure I can make a joke.
Anything goes, right.
Plug,
So you guys remember to log on tomorrow morning from, that's Monday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time to the Keep Moving Show too. I'm the KIM, that's my show. So if you guys be sure if you can wake up on time or must be lunchtime.
Midnight lunchtime.
You're not up by 11 o'clock. You must really be
Oh,
time.
you had a real good night.
You must really be trying me too. Matter of fact, I gotta get out of here. The Cowboys are coming on, headed to 6-1, y'all. Wait a minute, the Skids was some bums today. Good. How you gonna tie? How you gonna go all the way to London and tie a game?
Why you open up that wound again? You just ripped off the Band-Aid. I was good.
We were done with that.
Look, I'm thinking about steak and cheeses. And you just bring back the record.
Bye, y'all.
All right, y'all. Y'all, each and every Sunday, right here, 6 to 8 p.m., we are The Plug. We'll be back next Sunday. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at The Plug Show. You can follow me on Instagram at Black Hollywood or Black BLAQ _ Hollywood on Instagram. Kim got to get out of here so she can watch that game. She thinks she's slid.
Running out of here.
All right, man. Thanks so much for joining The Plug. I'm Black Hollywood.
No good.
And we got the Rolling Bubba Grimes. Stay with us, man. We'll be back next Sunday. Here's Tupac Shakur. Keep your head up.
Boston win.
Kim said, thank y'all for making me allow me to call. I was like, recording, right? We ain't really got there yet, but this keep asking.
She maybe about to head out to a sports bar.
Oh, but Kim is a different creature.
That's cool. That's cool.
Good fights, good night.
Good show, man. Overall, I think. Yeah, I see what you ran out.
Well, no, those are all the games, but I didn't.
Drag it out as much as you did last time.
I ain't get into it like I should have. So that's my homework for this week. Start practicing reading that one and going over the stats at the same time. So you should be slick.
Yeah, so we ain't worrying about YouTube, right?